Hello, 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 hello. I'm your girl Ashley, aka the Widow, and today we will be talking about what if. I'll be a review and discussion. I'll give you my thoughts, my takes on the episode. Along with me today is SSJK Sanctum. How are you? How are you? How are you?
Doing great, everybody. It's your boy K Dot, first Black Super Saiyan. Type in the name right there and you'll find my channel.
Jalen is the first Black Super Saiyan fam. 10 years before your time.
And
Jalen
there
is
he
the
is
first
below
bootleg.
me, right there, where he belongs.
Saying that's what he is.
Mr. Yellow Does It is here. How are you? How are you? How are you?
I'm chilling, fam. You already know what it is, man. Yellow does it.
You already know what it is. Nothing about the channels. You don't want to say anything? You want to? Nothing?
Yo, Yellow does it, man. We got some shit coming out tomorrow evening, yo. Tune in. Make sure you subscribe. You'll be able to check it out. And then always on a great council, man. A bunch of times a week.
Enzo, a Bigger for Entertainment is here. How are you? How are you? How are you?
I'm doing great. What's up, guys? You know the channel, Bigger for Entertainment. You guys know the shows I do. I just appreciate being on here to talk some what if once again. Let's do it.
Brother Dot, did you want to say anything about your... Oh, there he goes. No, I guess not.
Guess not.
He didn't say anything earlier about his he had to run.
I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Well, that's amazing. We're not doing anything here, are we? It's streaming. Oh, and there we have it.
That's hilarious.
And
when four become three, right? When four become three. So, what if episode 1 premiered August 11th on Disney Plus, and focused on Sharon Carter, Agent Carter's character, Miss Peggy Carter. I said Sharon, didn't I? Oh.
Yo, man, this is what it was always supposed to be, all right? Just so, just trim the fat, you feel me? Get rid of all the excess bloat.
Yeah, just
Let's
you
get
and
into it, son. I thought it was great. You thought it was trash. Let's get busy. Oh, shit. Oh,
the fat. Trim the fat.
I don't know what's happening.
Right, that's what it is. Okay, good. I got you.
Yo, you gotta play the musical like stream spots, the hierarchy of like that weird shit that y'all do. I don't get it.
I don't do. It's not a hierarchy. What are you talking about?
Maybe not.
People
Maybe not.
Placed in specific locations sometimes when people are speaking.
Yeah,
the order in which you want people to speak.
Just trying to turn up my mic and I clicked the button.
That's what I do.
Accident, so my bad.
It was like, Mike, whoa, StreamYard died. The fuck?
Something like that. Wrong button.
You're so like, why would you? Yellow, I swear, you just say things out of your mouth sometimes, and I want to smack you. And
I don't know what I said this time, but I've heard that a lot.
I was going to bite you, and I promise you.
Hey, you got a lot of trouble last time you said that. All right, you better relax.
Yeah, what was it? Ankle biter?
No, he's gonna get bit on his freaking.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Yo, what if ... question mark?
What if I bit Yellow? That's right.
I was about to say some shit too.
Why are we still here?
Because you don't like it, and that's why I did it again. Okay, that's why we did it. Okay, but anyway, Yellow does it. Yes, tell us about what if.
Listen, when they started talking about they were gonna do a what if series, it was gonna be animated, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I like that. Mix it up, because like after Endgame, I was like, what are you going to do next? You know what I'm saying? This feels like the end. It was a strong finish. I had concerns, right? So then when they started talking about what ifs, I was like, oh, that's Marvel's they're playing with reality. I remember What If comics. It's some of the most entertaining and like quick and like mind bending stories that happen in the What If comics. So I was excited to see what they're doing. Promos start coming out. Jeffrey Wright is fucking the Watcher. Oh my God, could there be a better choice? I don't know, and I'm certainly not going to be the one who makes suggestions, right? And then the promos, we start getting hints of what the stories are going to be. Captain Carter, you know what I'm saying? Killmonger's Iron Man, Marvel's Zombies. Like, we're seeing this some Spidey Sorcerer Supreme. Yo, we're seeing some stuff. I'm like, fam, hype through the roof. I'm not staying up. The Great Council, where you can find me 4 times a week, we're not staying up doing watch parties for this one. It's animated. We'll treat it like Saturday morning cartoons, except on Wednesday, right? I get up, I had some stuff, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing I had to do that day. I had some cereal or whatever. I put on the episode, fam. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the pace, get in and get out. Like the opening intro with Jeffrey Wright narrating, the setting up the entire What If series. Like, I wonder if you're gonna do that exact same thing for each episode. I imagine so. Like, he'll be in the beginning and at the end. Super hype about it, right? And then they get into the Agent Carter story, right? Then we get into, oh, she decided to stay in the room. Dude was ready to pop off early. Shoot Steve. Oh my God. Steve is going to die. We don't know he doesn't die. I'm happy to see that. I really enjoyed the pace of this episode. I love the animation. I think the choreography was incredible. I love the voice acting, even though a lot of the dialogue was corny. That's an issue that I have with it. I like how Peggy didn't feel like Captain America. You know what I'm saying? She felt like if Margaret got the fucking, like, it felt like if Peggy got the serum and became the super soldier. I like that. I like how they kind of paralleled the way that they decided to parallel Steve's story, but from a feminine perspective. I really enjoyed that stuff. I like the changes that they made, man. I like a lot. I don't want to just detail every fucking aspect of the show. Let somebody else talk. But like, I really liked a lot of what they did. That shit was yeah, man. All up for me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Steve got a suit, bro. Steve put on the prototype like fucking 70 years before it's supposed to happen. Like, how many years is it technically before? However many, a lot of years before like Tony ever gets anywhere near the idea of an arc reactor. You feel what I'm saying? Howard Stark uses the Tesseract to fucking power a prototype suit, put Steve in it, so now Steve and Peggy can get out here and get busy. That little scene where they're flying. I'm gonna let somebody. My fault. Go ahead, Hanzo. I fucking liked it. I fucking loved it, bro.
Hey man, I enjoyed it too. I didn't think it was like as amazing as you did. It was good, but you're right.
Yeah.
It had a lot of beats from the movie because I went back and watched Captain America just to see, and that's why I was able to, like, if you see my intro, I have the scene where Howard Stark takes off his glasses, the same thing that was in the cartoon, and then the way the freaking the power suit, whatever she was in, the containment opens up, exact same. So some of the beats were the same, and when you watch it, right, you expect that one little thing is gonna have a butterfly effect, right? A lot of people say, well, it had kind of the same beat. Yeah, it did, but things were different, and that one thing had a lot of butterfly effects in the whole series. I love that shit. We don't know what's gonna happen with the Winter Soldier anymore. We don't know if we get a Bucky. We don't know if we're gonna get an Iron Man, because we'll see what happens in future episodes. So it's just very interesting to me the way they did it. I thought the episode was really good. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But when Peggy Carter is fucking those Nazis up for the first time and the way she was using the shield, I fucking love that part, man. I really thought that was good, man. That's it for now. We'll get into other stuff. But Kata, what do you think?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Steve mad loud. God damn. Shit reverberate.
So Ashley, you want to hear positive first or negatives, or just overall?
Your overall opinion, and then we'll get to break it down more there.
I mean, like I say, this first episode was really okay. I'm really waiting for the other stories. I thought it was okay. The action, like I said on Anzo stream, best part of the episode. Animation, it was cool. Not my favorite type of animation style, but it was cool. Had some, I mean, I'll, dialogue was very corny for an MCU product, like for an MCU product. But this is an actual kid show. Like if you put the show on Disney XD with the other Marvel animated stuff, wouldn't be no difference. It was cool. I mean, animation, action, the best part. That's it for me. It's cool. But I'm waiting for the other episodes. First episode was okay, so I'm waiting for the rest. See what other interesting things they do.
I think the next one is Black Panther, right?
Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Panther.
Yeah.
I'm even waiting for
Star-Lord.
that. Like I don't even think that's really interesting story. Like T'Challa, if he was Star-Lord. Yeah.
I think it's going to be
My
interesting.
opinion.
Sorry, go ahead, Ash.
No, I would say for me overall, I like the intro with the Watcher and all of that. But going into it, I wasn't really interested or invested in seeing Captain Carter. And then when I saw Captain Carter, overall, I felt that it was like she was better than Steve in a lot of things that I didn't like that. The way some of those beats that were similar to Steve's story played out. I thought that the animation was great, though. However, and I like the usage of light that they would use to reflect in a lot of these scenes. To me, yeah, the dialogue was cheesy, but it's also a 1940s inspired thing that they're really like leaning on a lot of that, which I appreciate. But for me, overall, it's just the story was very weak, and I didn't care. I think that. It just the story just lacked a lot of imagination, and then when she had the sword and the shield, it just felt very like Wonder Woman 2017. It didn't really feel original in that idea and that style for me at that point. So overall, this episode, I'm still willing to give the next episodes a shot. Maybe this one, I just didn't like it overall, but for me, it was a dud.
Hold on, Ashley. You said you're willing to give the other episodes a shot. We all know you ain't missing one of these episodes. You're gonna watch them all same way. We know that.
Just lacks a lot of it. I mean, animation is good, but it's just it lacks a lot of things story.
So let me ask you a question. You think because it has like the same beats of Captain America, could that be one of the reasons why you didn't like it?
No, it was just I felt like that in times it just seemed like that they were trying to portray her as the superior version of Captain America as well. And also, yeah, I get it. It's like a 30-minute show, so they have to run through these things quite quickly. I also didn't care about her growth arc. Yeah, I felt like it looked cool when she threw the weight, but overall, I don't care about Captain Carter. So hopefully that with the next episode, it's not going to be just like, oh, he's T'Challa, but he's a better Star Lord. Like give me something more than that than this simple thing that I just feel seems a little lazy. Hey guys,
Gotcha.
I'm listening, but I gotta turn my camera off and mute myself real quick. Yellow, you want to say something?
The Sword and Shield shit I thought was really dope.
So did I.
I could see why you would liken it to Wonder Woman though, because it's a sword and it's a shield and it's a woman doing it, right? It makes sense. I get it. But for me, it really spoke more to the fact that she was British. That's like a thing with them. I got a big Knights of the Round Table, like King Arthur vibe from that. You feel what I'm saying? And I thought it was just cool to see. To say that the What If is like boring because they're not imaginative enough. I mean, I can understand why you feel that way. Like if you go in this and you want to see something that completely changes your perspective on the MCU, then yeah, that's not what they're giving you here. I don't know why anybody expected that to be the case though. I mean, like when the What If comics started, and I don't want to dig into comics and shit, but like when What If comics started, they had already had decades of fucking like they already had a whole lot of story to tell different versions
Right.
of. Whereas with this case, it's such a new thing. We don't have a whole lot of story to tell completely different versions of. But I don't know. Maybe maybe there is some more clever, more uh uh like what's the word I'm looking for? More thoughtful way to write these stories, but nowhere in the MCU have we really gotten this like extremely thoughtful deep dive into stuff. The MCU has always been very simple. And I think we like it because it's like we they let us spend time with the characters, right? That's what people are here for, right? And even at the expense of important things like good villains and bad humor or whatever, right? But there's like, I guess it's just for me, I expected them to do exactly what they did. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, and I enjoyed it. So that shit is. I really liked all of the different ways. Fucking, they had Peggy and Steve flying around in the sky. On the like Peggy's on his back, he's flying through the air. She's like launching herself at jets and shit. He's in a prototype Iron Man suit. That shit is fucking dope, man. I really appreciated all of that shit, right? And there's just little things like toward the end of the episode where shit is blowing up and somebody has to get the hostages out. Peggy can't get the hostages out. And Steve can fly. Steve, get the fucking hostages out. It makes sense to me. Like it all kind of makes, and then there's a tentacle monster coming out of a fucking portal, which is some shit that I never thought we would see in the MCU. But that's, I mean, I really
Shumagraff,
want to know
man.
what that is. They say I don't think it's Shumagorath
I
because
don't
there's no
think
way
it
that.
is either.
Yeah, there's no. I think it's like
I
a cousin or
think
something.
it's just a octopus thingy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
just some octopus kind of shit, right?
Some octopus thingy. That's its technical name. Octopus thingy.
We're just gonna say whatever.
it was in the
We'll go
credits.
with
I
that.
saw it was in the credits.
Is it octopus thingy?
Yeah, it was in the
In the
credits,
credits?
according to KDOS.
Oh.
Yeah, Shannon Craig. Well, I think that's why I think when the second half of the What If episodes, because at the moment we're kind of in the phase where they're kind of swapping characters with another character. I think when they get to the more interesting stories, like even the Marvel Zombies thing, or that there's one story that they're going to do where Gamora has Thanos' sword, she's wearing his armor and stuff. So maybe it's a situation where she actually decided to take the throne, didn't help get the power stone and stuff. It changes things in that way and stuff. Because I saw this article and they had this very interesting what if that they kind of scrapped. It was for reasons. It was going to do a what if Spider-Man actually turned into a human spider when he got bit by the spider. So, like, what if he turned to a giant, ugly, grotesque spider like he did in the 90s cartoon instead of actually becoming our Peter Parker Spider-Man that we see? Something like that, something different, stuff like that. But, I think in the second half of this is when the stories will really get interesting. For the first half, they're going to be very, basic. Super simple.
Well,
Sure.
I think the second half will do something very interesting. Second half.
Well, for me, it seems like they're gonna be building up this multiverse, right. Guardians of the Multiverse, right? So we're gonna see the characters, or we're gonna see theirs, and then we're probably gonna see them get together. And who knows, man? Maybe they're the ones that have to have the fight in New York. We don't know, right? But it's definitely building up to Guardians of the Multiverse. So we'll see.
So what do you all also think about Captain Carter returning for season 2 of What If? Are you excited to see her again? Because she will be in season 2. What do you all think?
Well, I'm thinking because if they're building up to the Guardians of the Multiverse, then she's probably going to be the Captain America of that. It's just going to make me wonder if we're not getting Iron Man. I think
that what we'll see is like them. It'll be Gamora and all of them in 2012 instead of the Avengers being there, and then we'll probably see them again in season 2. From what I'm gathering, what I'm
that
seeing,
makes sense.
Captain Carter is coming back. We'll see her again in season 2. So therefore, I think that maybe it's like an introduction. We might see multiple people and characters without this season, but we know that Captain Carter will definitely be in season 2.
Yeah. I mean, if she does come back in season 2, it makes sense for her to be in it because what they're building up to, I think by the end of the season, this new take on Avengers 1 and how Avengers 1 came to be. Loki may not be the villain of their version of how they do Avengers 1 by the end. It's going to end. We get to season 2. I think by each season, they're going to try to, get to the next Age of Ultron situation, the Avengers Infinity War situation, try to repeat all of that stuff, but just with different characters in different situations. I mean, I guess I'm excited for Captain Carter. What would be really cool is if she makes a cameo in Multiverse of Madness. That's what I want to see. Just see her pop up. Haley Atwell suit. I would like to see that.
So you want to see a live action Captain Carter?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. For Multiverse of Madness, that'd be cool. Makes sense.
No, thank you. I don't want to see it.
Oh, damn.
Not even if it's like just a quick cameo, where they sort of run in.
I want to see variant.
Like a portal floats by behind Doctor Strange as she's fighting the fucking tentacle monster. Some bullshit like that.
I would like to see her just be Agent Carter, who might be a variant, who the TVA captured because of something to do with, Steve going back to be with her, which, caused a branch timeline. No, I don't want to see freaking Captain Carter. No, thank you. I will pass. Let me see this. Because I'm curious of what happened to this Peggy Carter anyway. So I'm more interested in that than seeing, her run around and act like she's, this great, Captain America. Well, actually Captain Britain, because she's not, but no, I don't want to see that.
But what if they do it in a way like, because in Doctor Strange of Madness, right? There's probably going to be a scene where he's looking at all the different branch timelines, and then he sees one, and it's just like a quick 30-second thing of Peggy Carter doing some shit, and then moves on to something else that's different. You wouldn't want to see that? You wouldn't be okay with that?
No, I mean, I might close my eyes. I don't want to see it.
Damn, not even 30 seconds.
All right, so
I don't care about Captain Carter. For me, it's just like. Also, it feels like we're putting too many captain titles on the character. We just got a new Captain America. Let's focus on that, and let Peggy Carter do something else in live action. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
I feel. So basically, you're hoping your husband Kevin Feige kills Captain Carter at the end of this season, right?
No, she can be on the little What If show.
That's fine, right?
But I don't want her like in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. I don't want to see that. But if it happens, it happens.
We want you to be happy, so I think it's best if your husband gets rid of Captain Carter.
I'm giving you my opinion. I do not care about going into episode 1 of What If. I did not care about Captain Carter, and at the end of episode of What If, I cared even less about Captain Carter than I did before, and I didn't give up to begin with. You feel me?
That's right. Ashley, I'm looking out for you. You're my sister. I'm trying to get rid of this chick right here.
I'm just a lot of people talk about her being really big. I didn't the only thing about her that to me looked weird was just how broad her shoulders were. I didn't care about the muscles, the height, all of that. To me, it was just like that. I just felt like it was a bit much. But hey, overall, it didn't bother me the way she looked. It was just the story. I really didn't like the fact that she's on, the top of that train there, and she's able to save Bucky, but Steve Rogers was not. I just get out of here. It's silly. It's silly. I didn't like that.
Really?
No,
Because
I didn't.
even though she was able to save Bucky, she still wasn't able to save Steve Rogers, though.
He didn't die. He was back in suit. No,
I
no
know he
he
cuts,
did.
no bruises, nothing.
I think if
but
they
he
killed
fell,
Steve,
and that's why what's the name got the Tesseract.
And people talk about no stakes. Those are like the silliest non-stakery thing. He just came back completely healed, fine, silly,
Hmm? Well,
ridiculous.
everybody thought he was dead. You know,
yeah, I thought they
Yeah, he
killed him
came
like
at
back
first.
and
I
he was
definitely
Me
thought
fine.
too.
they killed Steve and
Me
saved
Okay,
too.
I
Bucky,
guess
but then
like
it
you come
turned out,
back
yeah, he was
completely
alive.
fine. You fall.
Well, he
You've
was
been
protected
missing.
because the suit was indestructible or whatever.
Yeah, chilling.
Mhm.
Okay,
I feel you. I mean,
It,
not
I
one
feel you.
bruise.
it was powered by the Tesseract, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, when Tony falls,
Magic.
he'll have a bloody nose, something.
It
But
wasn't
whatever.
powered by the Tesseract.
I'm just saying. The
And
suit is not that
maybe,
strong.
maybe his father was able to make the suit stronger. You know what I mean? Because
That's
we never
another
once.
thing that Bill is this that is annoying.
No, but what I'm saying is we've
Is
never
that
heard Tony Stark ever say that any one of his suits were indestructible. You know,
That's true.
so I mean,
you
his
have a
father
problem
did
with
it.
I don't
that?
know, but
It's
this
ridiculous.
idea of them doing like a what if version of the first phase, I guess you would call it, right? Because that's what like the
Mhm.
first Avenger. I don't know what they
Seems
started
like
calling
it.
phases,
It's
but
also
if
lazy
Yeah.
because
that's
it's like, what if should be bigger than that? It shouldn't just be like, what if Peggy was Captain America or
yeah,
Captain Britain
I
instead of Steve Rogers?
I've been
What
hearing
if?
that, but the
Uh,
MCU isn't that big to allow for what if to be much bigger.
I'm just saying, in the sense you could do something different. Like, what if? I mean, like we've already seen it. For example, um, with the Hulk, that was a what if story. What if the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? You do something with the actual character and make a change within that character instead of just swapping it out, saying what if this character was this character. Yeah,
I feel you. Yeah,
a
like I
more
said,
intricate story is what I'm
So
saying.
you would have rather them have done something with Captain America, like a what if Captain America something something, instead of them switching it to
Yeah, instead of
Captain
just
Carter.
like, yeah, a basic switch, like what if something in Steve Rogers' life had been different? What if? And then we see that, or instead of them now every once in a while, but it just seems like every episode is just going to be this. What if this character was this character? And I'm hoping that what it might, but with the one episode, however, that doesn't seem to look like that is the one that doesn't have the Guardians in it. It seems like that's still them, but them just in a different situation. Maybe in them a different take on the characters, but it's still Nebula, it's still Gamora, it's still all of them, and possibly it might be T'Challa, Star Lord, but everybody else I think might possibly be
The same.
the real characters. But I don't know. It could be Peter Quill. It could be, Chris Pratt's Star Lord. We don't know in that episode. But we'll see. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like just that seems a little like easy to constantly just be doing. What if this person was this hero? What if that person? And you just like switch the character out and then make them a better version of who the character previously was. I'm just saying that's a little silly and a little
You
too
know,
simple. I get what you were saying earlier, Yellow, when we talk about telling simple stories, right, and doing things in a very simple way. But I feel like that's almost like a very basic, low level here that they should not be doing at this point,
but
in my
you know,
opinion.
you know what, Ash? I can agree with you if these shows were one-offs, but since they're building up to like a new type of Avengers,
Yeah, and that's what
I
I'm saying. It's
understand.
canon. This is canon, even though
Yeah,
it
yeah.
might not necessarily affect the overall, you know, picture.
Universe.
But
You're
when it
right.
comes to the multiverse, that these are things. This show is canon to
Mm-hmm.
the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially right now with multiverse and different universes and different timelines. I'm not saying it's going to affect anything in the main timeline or anything like that. But it is considered canon,
Yeah, it probably
to the
won't affect
overall
anything.
MCU.
No, it probably won't affect anything in the main timeline. But if they ever fix the timeline, then this will probably disappear. We'll see something about what if going away. I don't know. We'll see how they plan to do it. But yes, you are
Yeah, I
correct. It
think
is canon.
that's the thing is like I feel like they're gonna try probably moving forward to let all these different universes exist somehow if they can save them, especially if they get to Secret Wars, which is again based off the universe and things the universe you know collapsing, dying off if they don't do this right. So I could see it possibly being that these trying to come up with a solution at when we get past Kang and past these things, that these other universes that can coexist, and there's no issues. There's no variant Kangs running around to cause problems.
Mm.
Yellow.
I don't understand. So what are you saying? Like you mean like if after they solve Kang that this what if stories can mean something in the main MCU
No,
universe?
I
Is that
was
what you're
just
saying?
talking about overall about the multiverse existing is what
You
I'm talking
Ash,
about.
Ash, can I say this?
I'm not talking
You,
about specifically what if. I was talking about the multiverse overall is what I was speaking
Mm-hmm.
about, Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Ashley, do you feel like since they are doing what if, they're kind of restricting it to just like trying to base it around the MCU instead of just like going free range and doing anything with these episodes? Kind of just still doing making them one off and stuff, or
I think that the bigger
what
picture with
you were saying,
everything that
like,
Kevin Feige does,
what
though,
if
really is
MCU?
just that everything's connected and everything matters is part of the pool to get you to watch it, right? Too. But also now because they're introducing these, different timelines, different multiverses, that's why it makes sense for them to release it now and then to say, hey, this is canon, you have to watch it, even though there might not be any last long effects from the results of the specific show. But when the overall picture, that canon tag is attached to it, which is also
I don't know. I don't
very
think that really.
lazy.
And if it doesn't actually
I know, but I'm
affect the
saying,
main universe, why does it really matter?
yeah, it's just that, so they can say, hey, it's canon, you gotta watch it.
Oh, so it's like a selling point. Yeah, word.
Yeah,
So
that's
about
what I'm
like them
saying. Yeah.
about them using this what if to do the whole phase one again, but like different, that doesn't interest me at all. Uh, don't care really. It might be cool once they do it. It might be fun and shit. Like in the same way that this episode was a lot of fun. But I don't care about that. And then if next season is the same thing with phase two, then I'm all the way like,
Out. Mm.
I'm all the way checked out of the story of it, you know. But that doesn't mean that they're not still gonna have dope moments, and that's really what I'm looking for here. I do not care to see it'd be cool to see a live action Captain Carter in like passing, but if they're gonna do something like that, it's probably not gonna be in passing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, I'm not,
Hmm.
I'm with Ashley on that. I don't care about that. But as like a one-off, what if 30-minute rush through the story, just do some cool shit, change it up. I like that shit. I like that shit very much. I'm looking forward to seeing fucking Killmonger instead of Tony as Iron Man or whatever that situation is going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing T'Challa snatched up by the Ravager. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see what they do with this stuff. And I mean, the MCU has been doing something and it's been working because they have been making, and they have had flaws because of it, but they have been making content for the most people possible. Right, so in game, a lot of the time travel stuff, I'm like, a lot of the corny jokes, the disrespect of the Hulk, like a lot of these problems come because they're making content for the most people possible. I really think this What If series is made for children. That's what it
Right.
is. You know what I'm saying? And it's more interesting than like something else that's made for children. Like I don't know if you guys are watching it all, but that Star Wars show, The Bad Batch. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I
I
tried.
watched the
I
first
quit.
episode of that. I was like, nope, can't do it. Not a bad show, just not for me. This What If is for me. I enjoy it very much. It's Yeah, I don't know. I really like, and it's because it's fast paced, man. It's just like get me in and get me out. That's what the What If comic was. It's an issue. You get in here, like I'm familiar with this, so I don't need all of the story beats. I don't need the character development. I just need to see the cool shit and get me out of here. And that's what they
I will
gave me, and
say
I
that
fucking loved it.
Yeah,
the things
that's
I
why.
do like about it, like I said, I love Jeffrey Wright, the voiceover there with him. I
Amazing,
love the visuals
fucking
there.
amazing.
I love the
Mm-hmm.
animation. I do like Red Skull. He just seems very like in the context of the show, like this classic Disney villain, but it works. So I like him. In
He
animated
was
form,
giving up. He
like
was
when
giving
you
up Jafar
like you see
vibes. He
the
was definitely
shadow, you
giving
see the
big Jafar
shadows of the
vibes.
violence, with the guns. I
Yeah,
like that, and so
yeah.
you don't see it because it
It's
is
for
for
kid
kids,
that kid
really.
stuff. The way you hide the yeah.
But I think it's made for kids. It's geared for children, but it has adults in mind in a way. But because they, like you said, Yellow, the MCU, they like to appeal to as many people as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you do get this very Disney cartoon take on What If a bit, but then just some of the story beats for me were a little lazy. And I'm hoping episode 2, I go in and I'm like, okay, I like this, you know.
But
Mm-hmm.
well, actually, that's what I
I don't
said.
know if it's lazy though. I don't like. I wouldn't say it's lazy. I think it is just like it's not. It's not as in depth because it's for a simpler audience. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like. It's not like they was like, let me just rush this out and do this. You know, it's just like they're making something that people can easily
And then
like
things make
consume.
no sense. And then the things in the context of the story kind of don't make sense. Like, and maybe it's a nitpick, and I don't care, but this is a nitpick because I know the film very well, First Avenger, right? So we know if we know from everything that they tell us in this first episode that all the events of First Avenger play out up until the point where he's going to go get the super soldier serum, right? Correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what they
Mm-hmm.
said. Yeah, that's what they said. He was like,
Okay,
this is the
so
one
the
thing
fact
that changed. She stayed in
You're
the
right.
so
room.
the fact that then they're having that conversation after she gets the super soldier serum, and it's the first time they're having that back and forth conversation about the dance, that bothers me because that conversation, the first time they have that conversation about that
It's in
dance
the car.
is before Steve
Mm-hmm.
has the serum. So the
Yeah.
fact that it's like you're making these two characters have this conversation again, and I know this film, and you're saying that everything before it plays out the same. To me, that part, I don't care if it's a nitpick. I know the story, it makes no sense. So therefore, for me, that's a story issue.
The scene, well, actually, because I say this, the scene I thought that was going to be, if y'all remember the scene in First Avengers after Bucky died, and Peggy and Steve had that conversation in that bar, that destroyed bar and stuff, and Steve was drinking after Bucky fell out the train. I thought it was going to be that scene, because I don't remember the conversation about the dance happening that late, because I thought it was, a different version of that scene.
No, the dance, the talking about the dances in the car in Captain America, it's in the car when they're going to give Steve the serum.
Yeah.
Right. So Ashley's kind of correct because if all that happens and then they talk about it again like they never had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. But
Well,
I
I
also
guess
think
that's an issue then with like how much do you expect your audience to remember? Do you expect
right,
everybody to
that's what I was
watch the
about to
movie,
say.
a lot of
Well,
times like Ashley did, or do people kind
I
of,
mean, but
and it's a
it's
different
not
kind
that
of
at
universal
First
like situation.
Avenger, I've
So
seen that a normal amount of times.
sh- sure, what I'm saying is how much do they really expect their audience to remember? That's what I'm saying. It's not really like
But I'm saying you could have
it,
done it, but not made it seem like it was like this new thing that they're just had this conversation.
right, like they could have talked about it as if they had talked about it
Talk about
before.
it before, yeah.
Sure, they
Or
could have, but then would it have the same impact though? Like, would it have the same?
it depending
Because
on how it was said, yes.
when people like retread a conversation that they had before, they don't generally walk it out beat by beat the same way they did the last time. You know what I'm saying? So they like leave information out, and if you leave that information out, it doesn't make sense to somebody who doesn't remember it from the
And
Well,
I'll be
I
on.
think
And
that
I'll
you
be
could have
honest.
done it in a way where it was like a tongue-in-cheek moment where the audience got if
Uh,
there was a reference to a dance and then a look between the two of them. I think that they could have got that they were speaking about dancing with each other and
what
it
up?
being a very
Oh, sorry.
flirtatious and the same feeling that you got from it if it wasn't like you know redundant and shown to us again. Is all I'm saying. Even for
Well,
yeah.
what
I
I
people
don't
would
know
who
if they
might
could
not
have. I don't.
remember, I think it could
me
have
Right.
been also a
me.
good refresher. Which sometimes, if you see things, it helps you remind you of things prior. So that too, and also just for people who might be seeing it for the first time, I think that they would have got that there was
yeah.
uh, this secret, understanding between the two characters about this, dance and this conversation
Well,
and
Well,
how
yeah,
they're
like
I'll,
speaking with each other.
grown folks who watch stories would have gotten it. But we got to remember, this is a show made for children.
You
and
don't
I'm
think
one of
Well,
those
kids could
guys.
have got
I mean,
it?
we
I
also have
think
to
No,
kids are very, very smart. I don't think they grab the subtle nuances like what you're describing here. Like,
Okay.
unless you mean
Okay,
for
maybe
it to
I'm
be
looking at
more.
you're fair. You're very that. To be fair, you're very. I'm not. I can't argue that because I am
well,
looking at it from not a child's perspective here.
Yeah.
and I'll say this: I was one of those. I didn't remember. I had to go back and watch Captain America to remember that they actually had that conversation before, like you did, right? Like you knew, right? Because I heard you talking about it. So that's why I was like, okay, let me watch Captain America. Plus, I wanted to see some of the beats because I really didn't remember a lot about
Mhm.
some of the certain things, right? So I went back and watched it, and that's how I understand. But like I think, like Yellow says, they're really doing it for people who won't watch the movie or only watch it like one or two times and completely have forgot that the scene happened already. So I think they were just doing it for
Yeah,
context.
yeah, and that's not to say that that's not a legitimate critique.
Okay.
I think it's a
Hmm.
legitimate critique because
Hmm.
they're kind of in a way they're foregoing their long-standing fans. You feel what I'm saying? The people who've been
Hmm.
rocking with them for the beginning, the people who kind of need those little Easter eggs and those little
Hmm.
nuances, that stuff that says thank you for sticking with us for so long. So I'm not saying that like shut up, you shouldn't be saying that because of this. I'm just saying that you can't really expect them to not do it because this is what they've done the whole time. They make it for they make it for as many people as possible.
yeah, because I also think as you're watching this show, like I'm not saying someone who's a first watcher couldn't watch the show. They could. But this show is really geared towards it's also geared towards kids, but it's really geared towards people who seen these movies, watched them all, and because they're doing a what if based off the stuff that we saw and grew up with and enjoyed all these years and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So I think
Mm-hmm.
they should still pay attention to detail to some of the things that we hope that they pay attention to that we
And they definitely want to get people to go back and watch them again. You know what I
yeah
mean?
Right.
yeah
They're
Hmm.
yeah
definitely like, oh, you don't remember? Go back and
Yeah.
watch it. Oh, you haven't seen it? Go back and watch it. It's right next to. As a matter of fact, when the shit went off, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think Winter Soldier fucking came up after. You know what I mean? You know how Disney Plus is like, watch this now. Stay here.
Hmm.
Don't go away. I
Yeah.
think Winter Soldier came up after that. So they definitely are like, yeah, watch this
And
too.
and it could be another thing too. It could be like, oh, people won't remember, so now they're gonna go back and watch Captain America again. You know what I mean? Get more views on Disney, whatever they want. So that's what I
Yeah.
did. Like I had to
Yeah.
go back and see certain things. So it could be done for that as well. But yeah.
well
Could be
and
that.
also another thing because I remember we brought this up in the other stream. I brought up the fact that since they do have those serums, what if Steve becomes like the Winter Soldier? But that's hoping if they follow up on this stuff, those little things that change in a future episode. Because the situation with Iron Man is going to change. We are going to get an Iron Man for this whatever what if Avengers, but who is going to be that Iron Man? Will it still be Tony? Will it be somebody else? But there's going to be an Iron Man because Howard Stark, pretty much set it up and put Steve in that situation. Or maybe Steve probably survived all these years and will be the Iron Man. I
I
don't know.
don't. How can he be? I mean, he
I
has
don't
the
know what it.
serum.
Unless he,
He's not
yeah.
been
What is?
frozen. when he's going to be
I mean, he
100
could.
and some years
Or maybe,
old.
you might
Erskne's
still
still
get one of those
alive, right?
You might still get one of those
He's
now.
still alive.
Yeah.
Wow. He blew out.
But I'm hoping they follow up on these little things that they have changed, because there are little things that have changed. If they,
There's a lot
hopefully,
of kind of big things. I would say big, like Bucky's alive.
yeah.
That
I-
means
I-
Winter Soldier does not kill, or at least this version, Bucky does not kill Howard Stark. You know what I mean? And Martha, I'm assuming. I think all the white ladies' names are Martha. And
Martha,
right?
I know, right?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I mean, would you guys hope that they follow up on these little things like they do, like in the second season or whatever?
I don't think they will.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I'm
Captain
I don't think
Carter
it's that deep.
will be in season 2.
follow up on those
She's
little
confirmed.
things.
No, I mean, I don't think they're gonna follow up on all the other little nuanced changes and shit that like it might be small mention to them, like, oh, Howard's been making these suits for years, but we won't see in depth, like deep
We
dive
might
into
see
what
Bucky.
happens with
Yeah.
Bucky. Yeah, but
Right.
like
We
we
might
won't
see
see like
Bucky.
what happens instead of him being the Winter Soldier. What happened? Who do they get another one? Who kills Howard and Martha Stark? Like I don't think they're gonna deep dive into it like that. I don't think they care enough. And is that a missed opportunity? Absolutely. I don't think that's a flaw in this episode that I watched this week though.
Yeah, it's not in this episode, but just for the show overall.
It depends on what they do, man. It depends on what they do. I would rather they like if they're gonna do if they're gonna do a season long story that kind of like pieces itself together over time. I don't want to see the like the first time you introduce the concept, you give people something that they're used to, you make it easily digestible. I understand you do phase 1, sure, whatever. The second time though, season 2, if they're gonna tell an extended story like that in some kind of way, I think you do something completely different, man. Don't like that's when we get into the issues that like Ashley has and the issues that some other people's sentiments that they've raised. Like it's not different enough. That's where you make it way different, I think. But you introduce the concept, let folks, figure out what it is, because there's a lot of people watching this who they don't know what a what if comic is. You know what I'm saying? They are not familiar with this concept of seeing their heroes told in a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And that's who this show is made for. This show is made for the people who don't have no fucking clue of what this is. So season 2, after you've introduced them, if they do the same thing, then I'm right there with Ashley. This shit is trash. They could do better, blah, 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 blah. But right now, I like what they're doing. A lot.
I agree with you. I think I like what they're doing. And I to be honest with you, I'd be down to see different takes of the different phases. If they do that, I'll be okay. Just as long as you make them interesting, right?
Right. They have to be drastically different, though.
Hope is actually
Yeah.
Like Ultron wins. That would be dope. I would love to see that. Bring
I mean,
back
like,
James Spader,
that's
have him
different.
talking shit the whole
That would
time.
be-
Ultron wins. I like it.
Man, I would like that because that's also them losing, so I can get with that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would like to
because-
see some people. I would like to see what if they lost the Battle of New York, or something.
I mean, they
where
still could
they
lose.
lose,
I don't think they're
you
going
know.
to, but they still could.
Well,
We'll see
I don't
what
think
happens.
I don't think they'll lose if they're gonna you know what I mean, continue on doing different seasons.
Well,
But
they could lose.
they could
come
do
back,
something really
you know.
yeah, they could do something drastic. They could, because it's what if, so anything is possible. Right, anything is possible. First villain doesn't have to be Loki. The Battle in New York doesn't have to be Loki. It could be someone
That's
else.
true.
We get
That's
that,
true.
so
We haven't seen anything like that. We saw images of like a New York style, circle around, but we haven't seen who's involved or
Right.
what the situation is, and we got that weird vision thing that everybody's saying, like that vision. If Ultron got the body of Vision thing that people are saying that it is, like in the promo material. So there's a situation here, all right, that's like I'm excited for. And I think Captain Carter was the perfect introduction to this series. It's taken something familiar, changes it enough, but doesn't change it too much to blow people's minds. What the hell is going on here? It just changes it enough to tell a different story. And then they had a technical monster at the end. And the bitch got trapped in a portal and popped out, seconds later for her, 70 years for everybody else. Like I like it, man. I'm a big fan.
I mean, the portal part didn't bother me. It was just like how she came back or anything like that. But it was just, everything in between for me was the issue. I did like Red Skull. What did you all think about Red Skull?
He was
I
okay.
never liked. I hated the first
I
Captain
never
America
cared
movie.
about it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I hated it, bro. Then I went back and watched it, and I was like, "Oh, Peggy's great. Tommy Lee is giving it up." So I like the movie for all the other reasons that I'm supposed. And Chris Evans did a great job being Steve Rogers. I don't like Steve Rogers. Chris Evans did an immaculate job being Steve Rogers. You fucking killed it, guy. You get all the respect. But like, I hated that first movie. So Red Skull was all the way. I didn't give a fuck about Red Skull at all. When that fucking tentacle crushed his ass in the middle of his little monologue, I was like, ha 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 ha. Let's go, crack. We're done with this. Now let's get to the real shits. I like that shit, man.
I'll say, I don't know. I didn't. It was nothing special. Like I didn't think you really did. Yeah. Am I muted?
No. I'm just fucking Mike. Her name is Margaret. Her name is Peggy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
He
for
should
me,
know this too. Like, comics is in his name. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. As you were saying, I was like,
yeah, I was saying, for me, Red Skull was just like part of the story. I didn't feel any way about him. Like, did I like him? Did I hate him? Not really. I just knew that he was an integral part of the story, so I didn't really have any feelings towards him whatsoever.
Yeah, like if like in First Avenger, I like everything else besides Red Skull because he really didn't do much in that movie to be like, oh, it's Red Skull. Yeah, I mean, I think the only time I was like, wow, Red Skull is when he showed up on Vormir, but Red Skull was a nobody.
Yeah, I thought he was fun in the little bit that we did see him in the episode. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
I thought, like
Yeah,
I
he
said,
had
it
big
gave me
Jafar
those
vibes.
Disney,
He had big Jafar vibes.
Disney villain vibes, you know. So yeah, I like that. I appreciate that. I love the shadows.
He was definitely trying to become a genie.
Yeah. So in a bottle. Yes.
He was really like, then I will have the power. It's like, all right, guy.
My
Whatever you say,
champion.
buddy.
My
There's no way
champion.
this can go wrong. You fucking weirdo.
Gibby brought up something.
Where'd it go? This one here.
Yeah.
I don't understand how the tentacle monster crushed Red Skull so easily, but had so much trouble with Peggy. I'm sorry. With Peggy.
She had that
Yeah.
Was glad to
She had
see him
that
go.
cold power on her normal combat. She had that going on. Her
Yeah,
little tiny-
the show
The
definitely
show
lost points for like the power scaling. I was like,
Mhm.
well, the plot is clearly like, oh, the hero's supposed to do good. I'm like, I've watched enough fucking anime and cartoon. I
And
get
then
it.
she just
It
kept
definitely,
pushing him all the way in there until she went
Yeah.
into. I was like,
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
yeah, it
Like,
lost
I
points for
got
that. It lost
to
points for that.
Steve. Like, so you couldn't have gave him a one final push where you didn't go
Nah,
in?
man, nah. That's not how push works. That's not how push works. See, that's how I know you ain't never played no football, man. You can't just magically summon strength. You got to keep. You got.
You put your weight in your legs.
She's using her whole body to push that thing. Where is this extra energy? I don't know where this extra. Where is
I'm
this?
just saying, like,
All of a sudden,
Steve
my arms are
Rogers
stronger
could have
than
done
my
it.
hips, legs, calf, and ass muscles. I'm just gonna throw this guy.
Steve could have done it. I believe it.
Now Steve is top heavy. She's a woman, so she's bottom heavy. You see, that's the difference. Like
There
that's
it
why she's
is.
able to
There it
throw the
is.
motorcycle and he's able to hold the helicopter. That's his
Brother Dog
different
couldn't take
strengths. You know?
that. All this
Couldn't.
woman hate you were
We're
spewing.
talking
He had
about
to
Steve
leave
like
for a
that.
minute.
Steve got a thick bottom too. I know he got real mad.
America
So
Bash,
fuck
right?
this.
It's America Bash. And push comes to shove.
I don't know about that one.
That's what it's the joke from Endgame. Remember?
Yeah, that was.
No,
it's
yeah,
pretty
I
explicit.
know.
It's
Yeah.
official, man. It's canon.
Yeah.
I know, right?
America Bash, right? So, Enzo, what do we think overall? Are you about this episode? What's your score? What are your thoughts? Were your favorite parts of the episode? Let's go with that.
All right. Overall, I thought this
we
was.
liked it, or what we thought. Go ahead.
Overall, I thought it was a really good episode. Like I said, I'm excited to see this. When when they announced the shows, man, it was Falcon and Winter Soldier, most anticipated, and then it was the What Ifs, right? Because I used to love those comics. I love different takes on the stories that they were doing in the comics. So I like the different takes that they're actually doing in this series. I actually gave it a B plus. Thought it was pretty good for that, and I can't wait to see where they're going in the future. Like, I'm excited to see if they're really going to bring these teams together as an Avengers type, and what's going to be the first battle that they go up against. I'm excited for it, man. So overall, I think it's good, and I'm looking forward to more.
Same, man. Very much same or similar.
I gave the episode a B minus. Could have dropped it down to a C because this episode was just okay to me. I really only like one aspect of it, and that was the action and the visuals, and I didn't care about really nothing else like that. So I'll give it a B minus. I could drop it to a C, but I'll keep it B minus. B minus.
Oh, I could drop it to a C, but I'll keep it a B minus.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, do you not want to go on record when everybody else is like, it's the greatest thing ever, it was perfect? You don't want to be the odd man out? Like, what is that? Just give it a fucking C, bro.
You know?
But I want to follow the crowd this time. Be a follower this time. I'll be different next
Wow.
time.
He doesn't really hate the MCU as much as
he don't. No, he don't.
I mean, because it's okay.
It's failure, trash.
I have heard K Dot defend the MCU. I think on the last 3 streams, K Dot was there fighting for MCU.
Bullshit, they trash.
That's because the Snyderverse is dead, bro. It's over. There's no future. He finally accepted it. My fault. That's a bad word. I'm not supposed to say that word. My fault.
Batfleck returning. Flash.
Say it one more time.
Snyderverse.
Snyderverse is still lit.
Mufasa.
But I'll give it. I'll leave it a B. I'll leave it a B minus.
Not true, Chillmonger. They are revisited. You'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
What if they stop?
Mm-hmm.
I would like that. I would like it to be like.
You would like for it to stop.
I like the one and done. I like just tell me a fucking story and then never. I really enjoy that because we have a universe for lore. We have a universe to like build. We got that already. Get in here and give me some weird shit. You feel what I'm saying? And as an introductory, I liked it. I thought they did. They got in here and they gave me some weird shit. And I expected to get, progressively weirder and weirder. It seems like it. I mean, this does seem like just based off the promo material alone.
Zombies.
Yeah, like
I
it's
can't wait for that.
Zombie.
Like I just don't want it to be like the first episode was very underwhelming. I felt it was very underwhelming. I hope episode 2, that's what I'm saying. I'm going in still thinking, what if might be a good show. The first episode though for me. It's very, very weak.
That shit was great.
I could not stay engaged in it. I had to watch it 3 times before I fully watched the full episode, one sitting through. I think the rewatchability is very low as well.
Really?
The animation, though, I enjoy the animation. I enjoy the use of light within that animation. I enjoy like the very 40s, tones and look and feel of it as well. And, even the dialogue that feels like it's very authentic to that time period. And like, I love my Disney Red Skull, and Peggy's cool, but I don't care.
I had two.
I loved Peggy. I loved Peggy from the beginning. I watched fucking Agent Carter, so maybe that's why. Like I was excited to see her.
No. I love Peggy.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care about her in Captain Carter.
Yeah.
Peggy. Like I'm more like for me right now with Peggy, I'm worried, and maybe it's because we got introduced to all these variants and all these bigger things. Maybe I'm thinking about the bigger picture now. But I'm curious about if we know that all these things happen, is she in trouble? Is, something happened with Peggy Carter, because of Steve? Any of that. We never know. And I'm curious to see if we'll see her again. And I feel like she's a character we could possibly see again, and I'd rather
It
see her
sounds like we not
as
really
Agent
seeing her
Carter
again though. Especially if they
instead of
like
Captain Carter.
if they're leaning into this, if she's coming back for season 2, it looks like she's what if. You know, they could bring. I'm not saying they can't bring her back. It's the MCU. They could find a way, but it seems like she's what if. Maybe there's some Steve flashbacks or something in the next. I don't know why there would be, but in the next Captain America movie, maybe there's some Steve flashbacks. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe Steve lived out his life as a fucking, time variant, and Red Guardian really did fight him in the 80s or some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think we're seeing her again. I think it's over.
Maybe not. But I'm saying if we do, I'd rather see that though.
Sure.
And I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say earlier to your point. Well, I was just gonna say earlier to your point. When it first came out, this show was supposed to be one-offs, right? That's what I thought it was going to be, and I would have been absolutely okay with that. So if it's not connected and they're just one-offs, I'm good, because that's what the comics were, and that's what I thought would have been what the series is. And I think if it's one-offs, I think then they can go a little bit deeper than they would if they're trying to connect each episode together.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sure.
They could. And the second thing, actually, you said you watched Captain America the normal amount of times. What is the normal amount of times?
Like 9, like 7, 8. I've seen it a lot too. I've seen it like 3 times.
I mean, every time I do a MCU rewatch, I've watched it. I've seen it in the theaters twice only. That's it.
That's a lot. You said only for that movie? That's in the theaters? That's but I mean, I guess he was attractive, so maybe you was like really digging that.
No, I don't like Chris Evans like that.
It's like, it's 52 feet. Take your shirt off.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like dudes when they take their shirts off.
Really?
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like it.
We get on under different circumstances. We're gonna unpack that one day. We're gonna dig into that. I'm curious.
Anytime we can, I'll explain.
That's interesting.
I'm surprised you've not heard my take on that.
I never heard it either.
But that's fine, right? Don't take your shirt off, dude. And then don't send me pictures of you with no shirt on. That's weird.
It's a nigga buttoning up a shirt right now. I'm about to kill Ashley DMs. It's a nigga. The cufflinks. Hold on.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a
shit. I gotta delete that
collar.
I gotta delete that picture I was about to send.
Oh gosh, see.
Shit.
I had my Superman pose ready and everything, like.
You got you been doing your sit-ups, bro. You got the little V right here around the pelvic area and all that stuff. Yeah.
The chest hair goes in the shape of a Superman V, bro.
Shit.
Superman.
It's just an N. It's an N in chest hair on your chest. It's just an N.
No, I have to shave the end in.
Respect.
You shave it.
Just cut it out.
I put the end inside there. Dun, dun, dun,
dun. Where are we right now? Where did we end up?
I have no idea.
We ended up on Enzo's chest, apparently, right?
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m., bro.
Off my chest, baby. Off my chest.
Off his chest. And that's where you can find Mr. Biggerford Entertainment, right? Is that every Wednesday? Is when that
every
show
Wednesday,
is, right?
Yeah. Every Wednesday, 10 EST.
Yes. What else should be doing, Enzo?
Chaos List on my channel, which is Tuesdays. Chaos Conversation, which is on Danny's channel at 9. Rule of 3, which is on Chris Knight's channel Wednesdays, right before the OOC. Square One is coming back on Saturday, so it's going to be a lot of things that we're doing, man. Oh, and the What If Roundtable on Sundays. So doing a few things.
And hopefully there'll be like this wonderful thing maybe me and Enzo might do one day. You never know.
Yes, we are discussing it. Not
want to
that
hear
I
more
kind
got
of
a
about
thing,
good
that,
yellow.
huh?
name. I got a
I'm not
thing.
even. What is?
I've been
No,
invited always, Yellow.
Nah,
it's
that's
the
not.
it's the way
Anzo
it's the way he
Anzo went in
looked,
a
you know.
weird place, man,
What
and
did
I
he
I
wasn't
say?
did
I
there
it.
with
don't
him,
know
so
what
I
happened.
wasn't like that
It's
nigga went
the
somewhere weird, and I was not there to
I
meet him.
missed
So
no,
it. What
it's
happened?
the
yeah,
way it's the way
it's
he looked
just
because he was looking down, and then you said that, and he was like, so I was like, not like that, yellow.
man, that's not even. That's y'all
Yeah,
Wow.
can't read my faces. My face
we're
doesn't do
trying
what normal faces do.
we're trying to get something together, man. It should be fun, you know. Plus the debate show that we're talking about. Ben, make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be hilarious because I kind of have what the show from last week, so I'm gonna take some stuff from those things and mix them up with the questions. Yeah, it's going to be lit.
Team Ashley in yellow will be telling you why WandaVision is an amazing show, right? The greatest comic book show of what? Yellow.
Yeah, great. The best. It was the greatest comic book television show, bro. That's what I was saying when I was done watching it.
Yeah. And
Get your
that's yellow.
popcorn ready. I know LDG is ready, and I'm pretty sure
Is
Pickle
he?
has some. I think so. I think he's ready, and I'm pretty sure
Like,
Pickle has some new information now that he's probably gonna throw in. So we'll
yeah,
see.
we're gonna come with new things. We're not gonna use those old tired tactics. Yellow and I will discuss it, and then Yellow will then spew things very poetically and very matter of factly, and it'll be a beautiful thing to see, ladies and gentlemen. Right?
You ain't one to mess with in a debate either, do I give you
I'm
that?
just saying,
So
yeah, he's gonna be very chill, and then it's gonna, he's gonna be like the poetic
I
person.
want I
And then
want
I'll be like, well, what
LDG.
about this, that? I'm like, we have a thing. I've already told him what the plan is. We have a
I want
system.
LDG to say something that is going to bring out the passion in you guys. I cannot wait because he
Well,
will. Trust me.
we have positions. Like it's like a team here. He has his side that he is on, and I'm on this side, and we're gonna attack
L
them, and they'll be in the middle here, and that's the plan. But that's part
L
of it.
LDG is not gonna say anything of
They're gonna
consequence.
eat
He's
them
gonna
alive. They're
say
gonna eat
shit
themselves
like
alive.
Shoe McGrath.
exactly. He's gonna say shit like, but
People could
why
just get
didn't
caught up
Jean
on one
Grey show
point.
up? Like
Pickle will get caught up on one point for 25 minutes.
fucking Doctor Strange, bro.
But it'll be fun. I enjoyed it. But I
That
want I
shit is so
want
dumb.
Pickle to
That
have a
shit is so
teammate.
dumb.
So
Doctor Strange, like, why are we
excited.
talking about?
I
Like, why
enjoy
is
like
that's
debating Pickle. It's
crazy?
always funny. But he's gotta have a partner.
It'll be
That's
Doctor
why I don't like
Strange.
debates though, because like you just have to sit there and validate anything that anybody says. And like that's why I'm like, all right, because that's
Or
why I don't do that. If niggas say dumb shit, I'm like, all right, whatever, man. What are we doing here? Like, what are we?
What are we doing here?
yeah, but
The
You
fuck?
that's what
heard
the
me say
debate
that? The
that's
fuck
what the
we doing
debate is
here?
for. So you can crush that dumb shit, bro. You know what I
That's
mean?
not
When
my
you hear
bag.
dumb
That's
shit,
not my
It's just
bag.
fun. It's just a fun thing.
I
Yellow.
I,
Yeah,
I
it's
love.
fun. There's fun aspects. There's fun aspects. Validating dumb shit is not one of them. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, don't worry.
There is that.
I'm
You don't
going
have
back
anything else
through.
you want to add? Because I'm like, see, I feel like I've said everything I need to say about what if it's a D.
God
The
damn.
D.
Yeah. Captain Carter took her D out, slapped it on the table, and said,
Oh
"Come here,
my.
Steve."
Bend over.
You see the memes, yo, of the two bitches,
Hold on, I'll
like
be right back.
the
I'm
one,
gonna
the
do
big
something
bitch
real
is
quick.
holding up the
Close
little
off.
bitch, and then you see the meme of the big bitch holding up the little bitch, and like they put Peggy's face and Cat and Steve on the other one, yo.
Oh yeah.
Bro, it's so funny, man. Like I don't know, man. I fucking and I
You
like
know,
their relationship didn't really change. You know what I'm
me
saying?
too.
Like it was
Yeah.
still very. I really appreciated all of that, like
hmm Because
the
she likes
purity
Steve.
of it.
Right. She liked Steve from before that super serum stuff even happened, And then when she became super serum, it was like, yeah, Steve, you're still the one I want to be with. You know what I mean? She fell in love with his heart, and that was dope. That still showed that,
Yeah, I
And
liked it, man. I really enjoyed it. Uh, go ahead.
Steve being hurt that when she was going in there, and he's like, no, and she's like, don't worry, dance on Saturday, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. All that
it
shit. Yeah.
was good, man. It
Yeah,
was
man.
good.
It worked for me, man. It worked for
Mhm.
me, man. All the callbacks. I like that shit. I like the you wouldn't even be in the room shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was
Mhm.
like they said it to her, then she said it talking about it, then she said it back to dude. I was like,
Right.
you, what the fuck are you even doing here? All right, calm down. Let me tell you how we do things
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Respect
Yeah.
the what's that shit? I forgot what this symbol is called. Union Jack. I don't know. Just respect the British. Respect these bars. Respect these bars.
Yeah, man.
I
It was
like that
done
shit,
well.
man.
Animation of people complaining about it. I mean, no, the animation was on point. The only thing I will say is Steve Rogers didn't actually look like Steve Rogers but Peggy
Yeah.
Carter looked exactly like you could take her face and it looked exactly like she did in the movie. But Steve looked weird to me. But
He didn't look as
that,
sickly, I think, either in the cartoon version than he does in the live action.
Yeah, because
It
his
was a
head
little
looked
bit
more
healthier.
normal. His
Yeah,
head
yeah,
looked
yeah.
more like
yeah.
in the
Yeah, that
movie.
too.
That shit
Because
was.
that weird CGI head helped that weird Steve Rogers body,
And
didn't it?
that
It's
little
Like it
neck,
kind
funny.
of
that
played
tiny
into
little
it.
neck.
Yeah. But it played
Yeah.
into it, didn't it? The CGI,
It
like
Hmm.
you
did.
look back at
It
it now,
did.
it's trash, but it also
Oh, it
plays
looks
into
so bad.
like this did to this gangly Steve Rogers, like that his body makes no sense, right?
Right. Hmm.
So
I
it's
agree.
like this
I agree.
bad CGI work. It's weird, isn't it? But yeah, she does look. I like how she looks. Like her shoulders are a little bit broad, but it's not to
Hmm.
me like I don't think she looks, horrible or anything. Like that's not my
It looked like they
issue.
flattened out her chest to make her shoulders broader. That's really what I
Yeah.
think is like.
Oh,
It
did they
just looked a
flatten her
little
Mm.
chest?
weird. It looked like they like
Okay.
instead of. It'd be weird if like because I'm this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, do we want to like? I don't want to get too into it, but it'd be strange if they were just like, oh yeah, and the titties are huge too. Like that
That's
be
what he
it.
said.
It'd be weird. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
I'd enjoy it.
because Peggy is.
What? No, you don't get what I just said. Are you talking about what I said, Enzo?
Huh?
Are you talking
No.
about what
I
I
was saying
said?
no. I was talking about if they had made her with big titties, I'd have been like, I don't know. I would have no problem with it. I'd have been cool with it. But
Okay.
I did hear what you said though.
Okay. You got it then. You got it.
I did.
Nobody else got it but you.
uh Fuck, I was gonna say something. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I really enjoyed the shit, man. 8 out of 10. I think it did exactly what it was trying to do, and it did it well. I could understand if some people don't like the animation style. I liked it, and I think it
Yeah, I
definitely
liked
worked.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the kind of like otherworldly, like it fits into
Yeah,
this
it's
is a
not
different
my.
universe.
That's
Like it
not
fits.
really. I feel like the animation is not the issue at all.
Me
Nah,
neither.
some
Like I
people.
think
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
some
very
people are like,
cool. I think it looks very cool. I was like that was my main thing when I would look at the trailers. I'd be like, oh, I like the animation. I like the style. Like every time I would
Hmm.
see, things from the series. I That was my main thing is I thought that, at times the use of color, like the way that the scenes in with T'Challa as Star Lord, in that position. It's these very use of bright, beautiful purples, and then
Hmm.
in the Captain Carter episodes, those brown, yellow tones, that are very
it felt
with
like
that style.
period.
So I like that. I like the
Hmm.
animation a lot,
Yeah.
and just hopefully the story improve and are more compelling. And I get it. I'm not going to be getting like these because it is more geared toward children, and I got to remember that. So I will think about that a little bit more when I'm watching it. But I like animation, so I automatically think if it, I don't think of it. Oh, this appeals to kids. It's like does this appeal to me? Okay, cool, yeah, and I watch it. But yeah, course, that's a lot of the animation that I do watch. Their first goal is to appeal to children.
Will you watch this episode again?
No.
She already watched it a bunch of times.
No, the first 2 times I was like this. Phone, message, let me talk. Oh, look at the episode. What just happened? Like 15 minutes. I just missed the 15 minutes of the episode. And then I see 5 minutes of it and I'm like, oh, phone tight. I did that the first 2 times.
Gotcha. And just to be sure, Yellow said he ain't staying up to do no watch parties for it, but I'm
not either. If I'm up, I'm watching it, but I'm not gonna be doing no 4 o'clock in the morning review of this. No, you missed me with that. I'll do that the next day. I'm not doing all that. We're not doing that for this.
Alonzo was plugging his shit, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stomped along his commercial, yo.
I'm gonna go back to it, but I just had to get that out real
fuck
quick.
Watch parties.
Damn, while I'm trying to promote mine,
Okay, here we go. Everybody, I'm not saying I'm not gonna be supporting it
watch
and
parties
sharing
are trash.
No, I like watch parties.
Me too.
I especially
that should just funny
them,
how it worked out.
With Mr. Yellow Does It.
That's right, guys. So
I gotta do one with Yellow Does It and Mr. Enzo very soon.
Yeah, we do. And like I said, I will be
Shark Tale.
Yo, Shark Tale gets slept on, yo. Nah, Shark Tale is funny, bro. Shark Tale gets slept on.
I'll do it.
Shark Tale is funny,
we should do it. You want to do it?
I'll do it.
I'm serious. Would you do it, Yellow?
He just said it's funny, so he said it's funny, and then said no.
It's funny. Shark Tale gets slept on.
It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
So you know what, Yellow?
Since 90 minutes of your life.
No, since you made me watch fucking Jungle Cruise when you fucking didn't make it for that,
definitely.
And it was your idea. You owe me one, so if I gotta watch Shark Tale, you gotta watch Shark Tale too.
I respect it. I respect it.
it.
All right.
I think we should do that. Shark Tale.
Yeah. I own one. So
watch
there
party.
you go. I made you watch Jungle.
You did.
You didn't show up.
I was going to sleep.
You knocked the fuck out.
See how he does that? He'd be like, "Oh
it's
no,
crazy.
not sleep time," or "Hey,
I had no.
Are we doing this debate right now? All right, peace. I'll holler at you next time."
I had no intentions of doing Jungle Cruise, and then I got this message: Jungle Cruise watch party. So I'm like, oh, all right, sure.
He set you up. That's what he did.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
He's like, I'm gonna get this dude to do it. Jungle Cruise watch party.
And then I ain't gonna fucking show up. like fuck that nigga.
He's on his raccoon shit, just doing
Yo,
shit.
That's crazy. Wait, what did you just say? Nigga, did you call me a coon?
I said, no, you're on your raccoon shit. Like how he just wants to take people's artificial limbs just because he thinks it's funny. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I heard you. I was just fucking with you.
Yeah, he tried to make it about me saying some fucked up shit. He didn't like that.
Yeah.
Shit.
See how he's doing. You see how he's doing.
So yes, guys, I am biting the bullet. Oh my god, don't remind me. That shit breaks. That shit breaks my heart. And now breaks my heart every time I hear it. I know.
And now I'm committed to it.
Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth way too much, so I shouldn't have said shit. But I figured you'd have been like, "Nah, fuck that. I ain't simple for him." But you were like, "Oh, I'm doing it." I was fuck you.
Oh yeah, I guess
he has a tail and cat ears, Yep, and he said something. Yeah, he said words. That's all it takes.
It's okay, I get it.
Oh,
he said what I like.
Those same
he
words.
He said
sometimes.
what I like. and I'm his simp. That's how it works. You got to say what I like, and then I'll simp for you,
That's
ladies
it.
and gentlemen.
That is that. That's kind of that's the way it works.
Yeah,
That's the
but you
math.
see, me ain't no shame in my game, so I'm like, I don't like Black Widow, and I won't say it. So I'm not gonna say.
Bro, I don't
No,
understand,
no, hold on.
fam.
I don't. It's not that I don't like it. I did like it, but it was just nothing special. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was, you know,
You're not gonna act like you like it. We get
like it
it.
was like it was a nine
You didn't
nine out of
like
10 movie.
it.
You know.
It is a 9 out of 10, and for me, it's about the character story. It's not always about like these bigger things need to be happening, or like this over the top story. For
No, I
me,
get
it's
it.
about Natasha Romanoff and how she grows in this experience and how she becomes the person that she's in Endgame. That's what I like about it. I like Elena. I like Red Guardian. I like all of those characters, and I enjoyed the film. That's why I liked it. And
No, I'm just
then,
saying.
and it did feel like something separate, even though you know uh, this character from the MCU. It seems like it does feel very separate. You get that one tie-in, and that's only at the very end with Yelena, in Hawkeye.
I
Yeah, no,
And
mean,
no,
two,
and I'm
if
just
Red Guardian actually fought Steve in the '80s, which he could have
yeah,
done because
which
Steve
I think
is
possibly
getting old.
there, and that might be like a variant Steve. That could be what that is, maybe.
Could be the one that went back
Because
in time. Everybody's like,
right.
yeah,
"Endgame, the rules are broken. That doesn't make any sense." Meanwhile, he's beating up Red Guardian in the '80s.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because I think
Yeah.
that it means something. Because the first time, if he only said it one time in the film, you could say, "Oh, it's a joke, and he's just lying."
Like
But
he's
then he
crazy.
literally goes, yeah, like, but then he goes back to that with Natasha. So to me, it feels like something very real that happened, and and I do want to know what that is, and how that plays out, and hopefully that maybe this variant of Captain America might look differently. I don't know, or it's hard to tell with the mask on. They might be very similar, or I don't know, but it could be Chris Evans. But I don't know if I believe Chris Evans is really coming back in the MCU. That's the only
I don't think so.
part about that. I don't believe that. I don't
Mm.
see that. So it would have to be like someone else under the mask. And then there's other people who have been him in the comic books. And then one person who was basically an imposter. So all of that is something that it could be as well.
Right, because for like some of these guys, especially Chris Evans, man, the diet and weight training that he has to do, from I know from earlier, he was never that like buff dude, right? And sometimes these guys just like, okay, I don't have to do this no more, so I can just go back to eating normal and doing stuff like that. So it's hard for a lot of guys that
Yeah,
aren't training constantly like that. So
yeah, it's true.
yeah, could be. But sooner or later, actually, I will find something that both of me and you agree on, and then you can stop simping for yellow and simp for me. Soon, it's coming. I don't know what it will be soon, but I'll find something.
Well,
I need all I can get, bro. You know what I mean? Yellow, if you want something for me too, we can do that too. All right. All
All
right.
right, Kate
well,
House.
well, on that note, I think that I'm about done. Y'all want to say anything else? Talk about anything else? You know what?
No,
I'm your girl Ashley, aka the Widow. Subscribe to Yellow Does It.
Do it. You know where to find me
Enzo.
at, fam. YELLODUZZIT on the YouTube. You can also find me on the Great Council. Y'all know where to find me. Oh, and shout out to Zill Nation, man. We see you, baby. Uh, uh, y'all know where to find me, man. Y'all know what. Like, yeah, come on, y'all know me, man. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have. I'm not trying to sell myself here. I rock with y'all. Y'all rock with me. That's it.
And Enzo from Bigger for Entertainment.
yes, sir. And I'm second yellow. Fuck. You know it is what it is. You guys make sure Ashley gets up there, right? We gotta get her up there with her
Word,
subs, man. That's what we gotta do. Stop. I'm good for now.
word.
So
It's about Ashley. It's about the widow, man. You heard?
Mm.
facts.
Well, Thank you guys. I appreciate you coming. Brother Dot, aka SSJK. Sanctum was here as well. Please subscribe to him as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Dot. I'm your girl Ashley, aka The Widow. And you know what? We're about to be up out of here. Bye.
Peace.